I'm the guy who invented the thing that's gonna take us out of this place. If you could read my mind, you would know what kind of pajamas I want when it comes to bedtime.
Hey!
Footy
All right.
pajamas. Footy pajamas. Footy pajamas. They let me be what I want to be.
Tell me what you want, what you really, really want. Oh, Ian, come on, just one time, play with the song.
I'm sorry.
Ian,
I'm not a nerd.
Ian, I give you these great spaces to, like, express yourself in musical form, and you freaking drop the ball 100%
Here we go. I got it. Jazz hands. Everyone loves jazz hands.
The correct answer was, I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want.
I don't even know what that is.
Are you kidding me?
No.
You can't yell at me for not watching any TV shows anymore, Ian.
All right,
Holy
fair
crap.
enough. Who is that?
Spice Girls, what's up?
Oh. Who listens to that? I bet Matt doesn't.
Hey Matt, comment below and finish the lyrics. It's not that hard. Everybody knows, it's in Chicken Little. Have you ever seen Chicken Little?
Like half of it. I hated that movie.
What the crap, Ian? God.
That was a dumb movie.
It was okay. Now,
I watched the first half when I was like 12, and I'm like, this is
I'm not
stupid,
gonna
and I turned it
And
off.
you watch SpongeBob? Don't step to me about saying stuff's too dumb and then talk about on other episodes how you watch SpongeBob, Ian. Gosh. I'm not going to argue that Chicken Little's not a dumb movie,
That's fair, that's fair.
but I do love Chicken Little. It does have a hilarious joke that where they say something has the reflexes of roadkill, and I do laugh very hard at it every single time. And I'm so sorry that I just admitted to all of our fans that I have seen Chicken Little at least 6 times.
That's fair, because we have like, what, 3 fans? And by 3, I mean 3 million. So I feel like we should start talking up the show. We got 3 million fans.
Well, if we just
We're just going to count in millions.
Act like
We're just going to count
like
in
we have the
millions.
fan base.
So
Ian,
with that
what's
being
the show?
said, we got 1 million votes.
What's the show?
For Jeremy's idea last
No,
episode.
what's the show though?
You're right.
People don't
Sorry.
know.
I know. Sorry, I was collecting my thoughts. This is Let Me Pitch This To You, episode 13.
Because actual 13, Marcus forgot to hit the record button on, and then couldn't make it to the backup recording session with somebody because he is busy and life changes are happening.
That's fair. But anyway, so last episode was a grab bag idea. We got an idea from...
Well, what's the show about?
Oh,
I'm going to mute my computer real quick while
that's
you talk.
probably a good idea. This is the Idea Podcast, where we just talk about cool ideas that we have and tell story arcs. And we also take in ideas from fans, which was last episode. We got an idea from... I know we had Jeremy's, because that's the one that won. And the other one was... Oh, it was from Matt. It was like a gimmick idea about this show.
Where we essentially just kind of talked about things we should do to our show to make it better.
Yeah, it was a good episode. And also, last episode, we started in the comments of the show putting timestamps. So if you want to like skip this long, ridiculous intro and get right to the point, you can do that now.
Get right to actually what our show is.
Yes. But let's jump into Matt's majestic mind. I have it right here on my computer for episode 12. Matt says, Jeremy's idea is pretty good. I like the thought of a serious drama based around these comedians. I think there's a lot of opportunity for storytelling based on the juxtaposition of the funny entertainer with their more down-to-earth real life.
Question, hey Matt, if you're going to use words that are like longer, let's just say 6 letters, you should also, in parentheses after that, say what it means.
That's fair.
Just as a heads up.
Just because Marcus was homeschooled, you know.
And I don't know. I've heard that word before. Don't know what the frick it means.
Okay, I was homeschooled too. One thing I think you need to address is what the basic character arcs would be. For these kind of discussions, I always go back to Breaking Bad as the ultimate character show. I agree with that.
That's fair.
I think that show works so well because of the well-defined arc for each character. Everyone in the show is evolving, reacting to other characters, and they're organically headed for, say, some predefined destination. So that's a question you need to answer for every character in this show. Where are they now, and where are they going? As for the discussion on your show, I think you should focus on Q&L, quality of life, QOL, quality of life improvements for the time being. The addition of timestamps is a fantastic example, although it looks like this video was uploaded under Ian's personal profile rather than Let Me Pitch This To You's channel. My bad, sorry, I didn't log into the right email.
Is that why I couldn't find it for a long time?
Yeah, but I fixed that. It should, I'm pretty sure, yeah, it should be on the right account now.
Cool.
And for one of your timestamp links is broken, well, I don't know what he means by that because they're not links, they're just like written in.
Maybe I did a bad job. We'll figure it out.
I don't know. This is a really good way to address the issues where some folks are saying your podcast is too long. Basically, that's code for this one part was as boring as a Little League soccer game.
Okay,
That's
why
fair.
do you have to hate on soccer, though? I love soccer so much.
No, okay, soccer is cool. There's parts of it that are cool to watch. Like, the footwork is pretty cool. Like I can't kick a soccer ball.
Just a position.
I can't kick a soccer ball. So to see someone kick it like across the field is pretty cool. But after a while,
Ian was
it gets
kissed by a
tiring.
witch and is not cursed. Dude, if he tries to kick a soccer ball, his foot will just break before he hits it. He physically cannot kick a soccer ball. He's not allowed to. How do you spell juxtaposition? I can't say that word. Do it slow.
Where's it at? Juxta position.
Okay, well, Ian, how do you spell position?
Sorry to make you sound like an idiot. Position. Anyway, so the last sentence of Matt's Majestic Mind. So giving someone a convenient way to skip that is a good way to keep them listening, even if they're not loving a particular segment. So that's awesome, because we've talked about it being a long show and shortening it, but I think this really works well this way. So that's Matt's Majestic Mind for episode 12. We haven't been saying this, but if you want, you can go on our Facebook page at Let Me Pitch This To You, and you can read, that's where Matt leaves his comment. You can read it for yourself, and follow the show on YouTube. It's also posted there on Facebook.
Oh, dude, I'm on Yahoo Answers to figure out what juxtaposition means.
What does it say?
What does it? Answers. Oh, here's the best answer. To place two or more things together, especially in order to suggest a link between them or emphasize the contrast between them. And then you're supposed to source your Yahoo Answers?
What? Oh, you are?
Well, this.
I don't think you're
Who's this
supposed
guy?
to. I think that's probably a super nerd who's like,
Who is this?
I gotta sort my answers, otherwise I'm gonna get in trouble because I'm such a goody two-shoes.
Who is this dude?
I don't know.
Oh, his name is PP4865. He's level 4, and he has 22% best answers on Yahoo Answers.
All right, well, this isn't a Yahoo Answers show. We should probably get back to the show. That's funny, though. Okay.
This person just put a link down in sources.
Yeah. What does it mean, though, the word?
This was 9 years ago. Well, according to Yahoo Answers, I just read it.
Or more things together.
Especially in order to suggest a link between them or emphasize the contrast between them.
Okay, that's fair.
And his sources are, I'm not going to read those, never mind. Ian?
I'm going to write a song and use that word just because it's such an odd word. I actually thought he misspelled it at first.
Oh, yeah.
Because
Because
word.
everything Matt's done in our show and in life, as long as we've done them, is that prove to us that we're smarter than him and that he would misspell things.
Exactly. Okay. So you want to go first?
No.
For your pitch? Oh, darn it. I don't want to go first.
Frick,
but
okay, cool.
No, that's okay. I can. You good? You good to go?
Yeah, okay.
Because I'll
Ian?
go.
We're just going to collaborate on this one because people seem to like it when we do that.
Mhm.
And I want to, and I think that this one's more fun if we collaborate. So I'm going to give you the basic idea, and then we're jumping into the specifics, much like when we do a grab bag episode.
All right.
Think about a group of high schoolers in a small town, and they all grow up, and I don't know how many we'll say, but we'll just say a few, At least 3, no more than 6. I'll
Okay.
explain why in a second.
So 5, 4 or 5.
Or 3 or 6.
Okay.
But and for whatever reason, they're all not necessarily outcasts, but they're all
Like Breakfast Club type of
well, sort of. Just
type
like
of group.
some of them could be friends, some of them could be different social standings or anything.
Okay.
But they're all not necessarily friends or brought together, but they hear songs on the radio, and they get more and more frustrated by it, and then they go out on a journey to bring back pop punk. Okay, so when I say
Okay.
bring back pop punk, I'm not saying that like pop punk's clearly not dead. Like Blink released an album last year, Green Day released an album last year, Neck Deep released an album this year. Like pop punk is not dead, but like it's not like
It's not popular.
genre of music anymore. So Ian, I'm pitching to you. It'd be a TV show, right? It's about these high schoolers, and I thought like a little bit about this. And we can talk about how many people we want to be in the band, what the band name is going to be, what the first album, like we don't have to do songs or anything, but like first album, what's the concept, theme, title, that kind of thing. We'll talk about all this in a second. But one thing I also want to highlight is being a younger person and wanting to do creative things with my life. Like I hear a lot of like when people are making fun of millennials, because screw millennials, right? Suck it.
We're millennials.
I'm not. We're technically too young.
Actually, no, millennials are anybody
yeah.
born after like 1989, I think.
You can look it up. We're Generation
know.
X or something. There's like
No,
a cutoff. I promise you we're not. I promise you we're not
No.
millennials. I looked it up the other day.
I'm pretty sure.
Ian, do you want to argue with Google? You're not arguing with me.
We're
you're
gonna look
arguing
this
with
up
Google.
right now. Fine, we'll look it up after the show.
Okay, we'll put
Okay.
it'll be in the description below on the YouTube thing. Which one of us is right? It's me.
Okay.
But like, it's like people like get mad at them for like wanting creative jobs, right?
Yeah.
And I think what they're actually mad at, and why they appear lazy, is they expect overnight success and act as if they're going to get overnight success. Like, I think
They
there's
feel
nothing,
entitled.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with pursuing a creative job. However, you also like one have to work for it, and two have to know that it's going to take time. Like, I would love to do this full time. I also have a full-time job and a part-time job. Like, and I understand that, and I'm also not making any money from this, and I dedicate quite a bit of time a week to this thing.
Yeah.
And so I think like what we should highlight is like sacrifice and legitimate hard work. Like these people all have to go get part-time jobs to afford equipment, to afford things, to record things. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We focus on like, if you want a creative job, great. There's a whole lot of work that you have to be willing to do, and show like to a generation who kind of gets mad at millennials for being lazy. It's like, it's not that they're lazy per se, it's that they're not willing to do the extra stuff. They want overnight success. And
So in other words, the definition of lazy.
No. Because, like, I've seen millennials who people say are lazy work very hard on their YouTube channel, and they do that stuff. It's like, you're not
Yeah.
going to make money from it, though. You know what I mean? Like, you got to put in the work for the real job that you have right now, and put in extra work. Like, I think that
Yeah.
when you see success like that, they had a real job where they were working and getting actual money, and then what they did was they sacrificed time and sleep
Instead
and
of
social
watching
life.
TV and
Yes,
social
and they
life.
sacrifice all these
you do-
things,
yeah.
and they're like, if I want to do this, I have to be able to get money so I can freaking support myself or whatever, and then sacrifice all these extra things because I'm have my regular job. Then I have to be willing to sacrifice actual real life things to do this creative job, and someday I might be able to switch over and get a social life and quit this real grown-up job or traditional job, if you will,
Yeah.
and highlight that. But like, have these people, they'll work they'll work incredibly hard. But like, so it's gonna be in high school, at least for the first season or whatever. But like, they don't have social lives. Like, they can have girlfriends and like lose them and things because they're like, I work all the time. I'm either working here or I'm writing music or I'm trying to find gigs and stuff, and show that like it's all well and good to want a creative job and do that kind of thing. However, for it to work, you have to put in the work,
Yeah.
so to speak, and like do the not fun, crappy job that you don't necessarily want, and be willing to work that and then be willing to not sleep, to not hang out with friends, to not do yada yada yada, to succeed in this creative job.
Yeah, I kind of like the idea of that. I think,
Like, cause like the thing is like I hear people like millennials be like, you just don't want to have creative jobs, and then I feel like them be like, you're freaking 21 and can't move out of your parents' house. It's like, well, both of you can be right. Like, should you be able to move out of your, like, should you at least have an idea of how to get out of your parents' house by 21 if you're not going to college and trying to work? Yes. If you want a creative job, should you be willing to at least get a job where you can support yourself? Yeah. Like,
yeah,
there's pros and cons to both sides.
I think that'd be an interesting take, kind of, and like, yeah.
And show that. But Ian, let's get into the fun stuff. How many people do we want to be in our band?
Okay, so I love the idea of a three-piece band, like drums, bass, and guitar. But pop punk generally has 2 guitars, so maybe 4 would be okay. I think
usually see 4 or 5 in pop punk because it depends on if the lead singer can play guitar well.
But I like the idea of 3 is what I'm saying. So I would prefer 3.
Hey, Green Day and Blink.
Yeah.
Both 3-people bands.
Yeah. So you could, yeah. And it might be more interesting, though, to have 4 or 5 because then
you get more characters.
Yeah, you get more characters, and with the same 3, then there might not be as much, like, drama between characters. You get what I'm saying? Now, is it going to be male and female characters?
If
I mean,
I was, to be honest, because I'm a stereotypical just white dude. Whenever I think of a band, I always think of just like guys. But I mean, sure, we got like female characters.
Yeah,
like
well, I asked that because
female girls in the band.
If there's a female girl in the band,
a female girl, what about a female? I also said it. Don't worry.
You said it. That's why I said, hey, at least now we're politically correct because, you know.
No, Ian, we're not getting into
I'm not getting into that. No, not on the show. I'm sorry, I should. Okay, but if there's a girl in the band, then, and this show is going to be about the life of this band, there's probably going to be then, like, relationships with, like, the girl and another guy member of the band.
Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah. So do you want that? That could be good or that could be bad.
It's also,
because that could trash the show.
Oh, Ian, well, let me explain something to you, Ian. We can make a choice of what we want the show to be. Do we want the show to be a success story about people who worked very, very hard and overcome, like an underdog success story where they jumped in a genre of music that nobody really cares about anymore? They played, and in this world, at least when I'm thinking in-game, in this world, they become like the most, like, they become the Taylor Swifts and the Kanye Wests and the Carly Rae Jepsens of like,
of pop,
of like, of music today.
Just music
like,
in general.
The most popular name, like their band's the most popular name in music. And it's about how like we stood up for something. I also, a little caveat in my head, want the music to mean something. For not to be party songs. Like, whether you agree or disagree with,
like, what if they did their music to kind of, since they're trying to bring back this genre of music, to kind of make fun of music as it is today, but not in, like, a laughing way, but, like, because pop punk kind of usually, I don't want to say good pop punk, but a lot of pop punk, it's written, like, not to make fun of, but, like, I hate this thing that's happening, and so, you get what I'm saying? So, like, what if they did that, but with music, like they wrote about how they hate music nowadays, and they want their music to be. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think they can write about anything. Like, I mean, just as long as it matters. Like, whether you agree with Green Day or not, Green Day writes a lot of songs that are politically motivated in the sense that they're like, hey, there's this thing I disagree with, and I want to speak out against it.
Yeah.
Or this thing I agree with, and I want to talk about why I like it. And I think you can argue that Green Day takes very loose, like in person, if you talk to them or look at interviews, they're very hardcore, but as far as their music goes, very just rebel in general. And I think that's from a business standpoint, if you speak too specifically against one thing, then people who disagree with that won't listen to your music. But if you make it vague enough to where you can interpret it to be either or, then more people like it. So it's a smart business move.
Yeah, it's a business thing.
But like they can talk about things, like, you know what I mean? like they can talk about how they hate music, and that can be like they can have a whole album about how like music doesn't mean anything anymore, and it's so simple. And like I'm not trying to say pop punk isn't simple styled music, but like listen to songs like "Welcome to the Black Parade" or "Famous Last Words," which are both fairly well successes. Like they were played on the radio, they had radio success. You don't hear songs like that on the radio.
Yeah, they're not
really
meaningful
anymore.
like that. Yeah, for sure. I think it's a great idea. I think it
Like,
would be
let's talk
interesting.
about it. Like, how many people do you want in the band? What backgrounds do you want them to have? I think we should have a girl in the band because I think that'll.
Do we want? Oh, okay. Do we want the girl to be a drummer or a singer? I don't know, or maybe a guitar player. I just automatically think drummer or singer because like
Because of Hayley Williams,
Haley Williams.
Paramore lead singer. I think that's her name, Hayley Williams.
Okay, yeah. I was actually thinking more Flyleaf, even though it's not pop punk. I was thinking of the lead singer because she's a good singer. So I was thinking lead singer, but you could also do drums.
Or guitar, or piano, or whatever.
Yeah, I mean whatever you want.
Let's say. Do you want to do 5 or 4 people? 4 or 5?
Let's go 5. Let's
5
do
people?
5.
We have 2 girls.
Okay, 2 girls. So how about one's rhythm guitar and one sings?
One thing. Okay. Cool.
And then
Okay,
then we're gonna have a lead guitarist
Okay, cool.
and the bass player and the drummer will all be guys.
I'm gonna write all this stuff out, and we'll give them names and not like backstories.
We're gonna give them names. Okay.
Yeah. Well, like, and not like backstories, but like, I think it's more interesting if they sort of at least somewhat come from different walks
For sure.
in the high school life.
Okay, so
Okay.
the girl needs to be a lead singer and she needs to be super kind of preppy. You get what I'm saying?
Okay. What do you want her name to be?
Well, now all I can think of is the name Haley because you said Paramore. Let's do that.
Sure, Haley. And then we said rhythm.
Yeah, rhythm would be also a girl. And let's make the rhythm choice. Let's make her the complete opposite of the singer. Like some
They
kinda,
hate each other.
Yeah, like some kind of punk, not even goth, but like very kind of punk, very into like
Edgy.
edgy,
Like, she'd
into
be-
writing. Not that poetry's like, but like
She'd be
kind of
the
like
person-
sits in the corner and like writes in her notebook and stuff. She doesn't socialize. You get what I'm saying?
She'd be the person who unironically goes to Hot Topic.
Yeah.
Or wears the Nirvana shirt with the smiley face, but actually listens to Nirvana.
Yeah.
And doesn't just do it because it's cool. What do we want her name to be?
Something kind of punky, like kind of edgy,
Rain?
something edgy. Destiny.
Destiny?
Just because, like, if we want her to be like to really identify as someone edgy and kind of different.
What about her name's not Destiny, but that's what she tells people.
Okay,
Her name's like Sarah, but
Yeah.
but she tells people her name's Destiny.
that's fair. Okay.
Okay.
So Sarah and then Destiny in parentheses. Okay, and so now let's go with the bass player.
Okay.
Now, bass is spelled with 2 S's.
I don't care.
Okay.
I don't know why you gotta try to put me on blast on the internet. What the frick, Ian?
Well, you don't know what. I can't even think of the word now. From
Justification. I can't speak. Holy. Oh boy. I want a podcast so bad and I can't talk. I can't use the language.
I can't either. Okay, so do we want the bass player? Okay, just in general, the 3 guys in the band. One of them should be more of like a jock, and one of them should be kind of a geek. Again, like the same thing with the females, kind of opposites. You get what I'm saying?
However, they get along.
Yeah.
Like they're best friends.
Like okay, let's say like
So do we want that to be lead guitar and bass,
Okay.
or do we want drums to be?
what if we did like a Louis Stevens and Alan Twitty type of character? Like you know how they're like really good friends, but they're kind of different.
But,
like
like-
specifically that episode where they go to can't remember what city in California, but they're like surfing and like Twitty's super popular and all that, and Louis.
And he also, like-
Louis is like the geek, but they're still best friends. You get what I'm saying?
Yes, and like also, I mean, one thing a lot of people forget, like Twitty's a jock. Like
Yeah.
there's an episode about baseball where he's like a great pitcher, and then they talk about how he plays basketball a lot.
Yeah.
Like, Twitty's a jock. Okay, cool. Where do we want them to play? Do we want the jock? Where do you want the jock? Do you want jock to be bass, lead, guitar, or drums?
That's hard to say. I feel like we should make the geek drums because
it's funny because
drummers are usually really tough.
Okay.
People, you know, like you got to be strong and stuff and all because it's hard. Like you're using every limb of your body and all that, and so okay.
Name?
Something really geeky.
Curtis. Ian, I swear, if you put me on blast for spelling Curtis the way I'm going to, I'm going to get so mad.
Yeah, you did it right. You spelled it right.
Okay, and then he was the geek, right?
Yeah.
That's an E. Oh, boy.
Okay.
There we go.
And then for the jock I guess could play bass. And how about, okay, then the lead guitarist will be the only real musician of the group. Like he's actually a normal person. You get what I'm saying? So like all these
Jock
guys.
is at bass, you said?
Yeah, jock is bass.
What's his name?
Bob.
What about what was the jokes that made Brick, Bruck, and Brock? I don't know. What's a good jock name?
Brad. I don't know.
Oh, Brad, and then we can name him Brad Taylor, and it can be a tie-in to Home Improvement.
Okay.
Okay, cool. And then we're doing lead guitar.
Yeah, and we're gonna make him like, he's like gonna be like the rhythm guitarist. How she's kind of a punk. She's a wannabe type of musician. The lead guitar is gonna be an actual musician, like not. You get what I'm saying? Like he's not like a punk or anything, but he's just a musician. Like
he's into
actually,
music. He plays music.
And he's not like a geek about it. He's not a punk. He just gets along with everyone.
Cool.
So kind of like a social butterfly type of dude that's just super into music. Let's make his name, I don't know. Let's make it Matt as a tribute to Matt.
And then he's just.
Oh my word! Okay, I have to say, you don't know how to spell Matt's name.
I'm not gonna put two T's in it.
Okay.
It's edgier this way.
Okay.
They were millennials. They all have weird names.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Me.
That's fair.
Put on blast on the internet. Put on blast everywhere. Freaking go.
Okay, so do we want to give them backstories? I mean, this is going in pretty long. Like, how far do we?
I mean, I think like when I said backstories, I meant like social standing.
So we kind of already did that. Let's say like, okay, let's make their first album. What's it gonna be called?
Before we do an album.
Band name. Yeah, band name. Do you have comics written on your pen?
I have a Spider-Man pen, yes.
Dude, that's freaking awesome. He's got comics on his pen. We'll take a picture of it.
Shout out to
Instagram page.
Ashley Nicholson, my fiance, for buying me a sick Spider-Man pen.
So if you want to see this up close, follow us on Instagram at letmepitchthistoyou, and we'll put a picture.
And/or give us money. Okay, go for it. We're doing a band name to be.
Okay.
See, when I think band, the only cool band name I think I've ever thought of was The Bullet to the Head Didn't Take, and it was going to be an emo band.
See, yeah,
but I don't think that works for here.
I used to think of band names all the time, and they're always kind of weird, but I haven't thought of any in a while. But something kind of like dark, like that's meant to be dark, but it's really not. Like it's kind of ironic. You know what I'm saying?
Death. Don't laugh at it till you throw something better out, Ian. I don't care if you don't like my idea, but don't laugh at my idea till you say something better than my idea.
That's fair. The last band name I came up with was, I don't remember how I thought of it. What was it? Stage Fright. And it'd be, like, I thought of it as like, oh, it'd be ironic to have a band called Stage Fright, and they're all, like, really bad at performing, but then they come together and they play really well. I don't know. What's a decent band name? Okay. As a tribute and kind of a parody to Green Day, Blue Night. That was not a serious suggestion. That was not. Do not take that seriously.
I have an idea, Ian. Ian, here's my idea. You know a lot about music.
Ow. Okay, what?
You say a musical term. This is on a different podcast I listen to a lot. But you say a musical term, and then I'll say a part of a pre-existing pop punk band name, and we'll count to three. We won't tell each other what they are. We'll both think of them. We'll count to three, and then say that. You'll say the thing you think of, I'll say the thing I think of, and we'll put them together and see if it works.
All right.
So you think of a musical thing, tell me when you got it.
I got it. Ready?
Okay, wait.
We're
On one or on go?
On 3.
So one, two, and then on 3.
Yes.
Instead of 3, we say it, or after 3, we say it?
Instead of 3.
Instead of 3. So 1, 2, say it.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's say 3. Okay.
We're saying 3.
After we say 3, because otherwise it's gonna throw me off. Because we're gonna say 2 and then say it. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Ready?
1, 2,
3. Coda.
Chemical. What did you say?
Coda.
Coda?
Yeah, like it's this little musical term that means then you play 2 coda and then you end. I can't explain it.
Coda chemical?
Coda chemical. That's the dumbest name I've ever heard.
Okay, well, hold up. We did suggest Blue Night and Death. So I'm going to
That's
say,
fair.
right now we have a clear winner.
Okay.
And it's neither of the ones we suggested. Do you want to do it one more time?
Sure. Let me think of something.
Let me also think of something.
Does it have to be like a musical theory term, or could it be
No,
like?
it'd just be anything about music, Ian.
Okay.
You ready?
Hold on. I'm thinking.
Oh boy.
All right, ready?
1, 2, 3.
Hammer.
Dash 182. 182 hammers.
No, we can come up with something better.
We're gonna have to cut this out.
No, I think this is funny. I think this is great.
I'll have to introduce a new segment, us failing at band names for 6 minutes. 6 minutes in the time step. Be like, what's this word 6-minute gap?
I got it.
You do? Like we're guessing, we're saying things again on the count of 3?
Wait, hold up. Recycle sky.
Sure.
I saw in my computer screen recycle bin, and I thought, what goes with recycle? It's gotta. And then I thought of Green Day, because green and recycle. I'm like, no, not day, sky, recycle sky.
Okay, I'm not gonna say it's great. Better than anything else we come up with. We'll do that. Recycle sky. I'm not gonna spell recycle because I don't want to get made fun of again.
I got it.
Okay, first album. Do we want to do so here's the thing. Do we want to come out strong with the concept album? Do we want to do a theme album?
How about we do how about the album is like, they don't intend for it to be a theme. They just start doing songs, and then they start to get like a following who are following their songs for specific reasons. They're like, oh, these songs are, and then they you get what I'm saying? So it kind of turns into a theme.
Right. So they start playing music together, and they as they write songs, they play them at shows,
Yeah.
and then they sort of realize all of our songs kind of have this idea behind them. So
Yeah.
they put all of those together and make an album.
Yeah.
Cool. What do we want that theme to be?
Something that they can relate to being high schoolers, but something that's like, I don't want to say like a social issue, but something that's kind of like an issue related to music and related, them trying to bring back this genre of music.
What about the idea of freaking thinking for yourselves? Right? Like, we live in a culture where people are trying to, implant an idea into your head at every
Or mimic
time.
other people, too.
Or mimic other
Yeah.
people, or, we're pushing, our whole country's pushing for a bigger government to take charge and do more things for us and stuff. What about just,
How about it's about doing things for yourself, because they're getting jobs and they're trying to make this band happen themselves.
It's just about working hard. It's just about a song like Pop's Easy, and they talk about music nowadays is easy and people are telling you to do the easier thing. He's like, but hey, if you want to be successful and do things with your life, you gotta work hard, and that can drive home the whole idea of one of the ideas we're pushing with the show.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. How many songs do we want to name songs or no?
Let's say 8 songs. That's about good. Any longer than that, I guess, it'd be kind of long. Any shorter than it's just an EP.
So we got 8 songs. Do we want to name any of them?
Nah, I don't know, because they're gonna be.
Because we're freaking 30 minutes in.
Yeah. Well, and also the song names. I mean, it doesn't really matter too. I actually personally like song names where the name is not even in the
Yeah,
lyrics.
so I was just about to ask that. I was like, do we want to then do names? Do we want to do like Bowling for Soup names? Where Bowling for Soup traditionally names their songs a lot like regular pop names their songs. So like they have like,
Yeah.
here's our song Life After Lisa, and what's the hook in the song? Life After Lisa is not so bad at all. Or do we want to do it like Fall Out Boys stuff, where we have the titles of the songs be like a little less 16 Candles and a little more, I forgot the rest of it, or like a Tornado or Nosebleeds, or I'm like a lawyer the way I'm always trying to get you off, or
For sure.
like which way are we going to go? Do we want to go more like
The second
Fall
way,
Out Boy?
the Fall Out Boy way, yeah.
Which I do love Fall Out Boy like song titles.
Yeah.
Or From Now On We Are Enemies. Like there's so many good ones. Shoot.
Yeah, and like ridiculously long names too. Like, which Relient K album is it? They have a couple albums that are like this, where the names are so freaking long. I can't remember which song specifically I'm thinking of, but it's like a whole sentence. I just always thought that was funny. So, I think something like that. So like,
Yeah, 8 songs. They're all going to be long songs.
long names with specific intention, not necessarily.
Let's go second album. Let's say concept album.
Is this the same album or second?
No, second album. Second album's a concept album.
So
What's the concept?
this first one is not concept.
No. It's just it's a theme album that they don't even intentionally write.
Okay. The second album is
It's a concept album. What's the concept? Are we doing like a concept album in the like traditional like here's a protagonist and here's the thing they're going through?
yeah, like we could do something like. So they're on to their second album now. Maybe they're starting to tour, not really long, but like going like to the city and out driving an hour to another town to play, and so like kind of like about. I don't want to say life on the road, but just kind of getting started. Like, okay, it was kind of more of a gimmick and more fun before. Now we're actually starting to work. Like, it's starting to become like we're having to give up our jobs and like dedicate more to this.
And we can also play with like the idea of like in a way there's a weird transition where like we have to dedicate more time, which means we have to quit our jobs, but then there's going to be a weird time when we're not making money. Because we're not making money to play like a lot of these shows, but the only way to get to the point where we can make money playing these shows is to not have a job and do it more.
For sure.
We can have like that tension. And here's what I
and
always
kind of
think.
a theme about trying to make it and not like yeah.
Yeah, but I talk about like how they like work hard at it. Like they do like the whole we bought a van, like we pooled together our money, bought a van, and then like we graduated high school, and as soon as we did, we started driving from town to town. And we'd sleep in our van, sleep on the side of the road. Like, we had friggin' tents in our car. We'd camp on the side of the road, like, and show how they have to make it work. But
for sure,
here's my idea for a concept album. I think, like, this would be really cool, and I'm not super into, like, progressive metal or anything like that. However, like a fantasy-themed album.
Okay.
And it's more, like, for fun. But like it tells a story of like a wizard and a warrior and a priest or whatever, and they go on this journey to kill the big dragon, and then there can be like it can get like no.
So like it's gonna tell a story.
It can tell a story, but get like super pretentious about it to where like.
I don't know how to spell pretentious. So.
Oh, Ian, idiot! What a friggin' idiot! Ian can't spell pretentious, dummy.
Pretentious. Storytelling.
To where like if you listen to it at first, it clearly tells a story. Or if you passively listen to it, it's just like pop punk songs that are fantasy based, whatever.
Yeah, which I love songs like that. I'm not gonna lie. That's why I like pop punk is because of songs like that.
If you actively listen to it, it clearly tells a story about these people going on a journey to defeat this thing.
Yeah.
And then, if you, like, get into it, like how sometimes people do, like, when I heard Pink Floyd's The Wall and I got into that album, like...
Not that that's pop punk.
No, just like that kind of album. It's like everything's analogies for other things.
Yeah.
And it's more, if you really get into it, telling a story of these group of people going and fighting this specific thing, but it's all real world. So, like...
For sure, yeah. I totally get behind that. Like, I like writing songs myself sometimes, and when I write lyrics, I like doing that. Like, writing, each line means something very specific, but it's something different. You get what? So, like, you write about this, but it means this. I get what you're saying.
And what if
it has like a concept?
And here's my ridiculous thing about it. So it's just about like these people go and kill the dark dragon, right? But if you get into it, it's actually about their band going and killing stupid dumb music. And I don't know how we would be clever about that. So it's essentially them saying like, I'm not saying, don't get me wrong, I can jam to pop as much as the next guy. I love Justin Timberlake. I was a huge One Direction fan. I'm not gonna front and say that I wasn't. I like modern pop sometimes if I'm in the mood for it. Like Justin Bieber's album My World 2.0. No, dude. If you like modern pop, it is one of the best modern pop albums like for that generation or that time period that was written.
For sure.
But like the idea of like that being all music is, and music being so simple and always written to that effect, is I think a problem, and largely making me like pop less and less and less and less as time goes on.
Yeah.
And they can be killing that in the concept within the concept.
Yeah,
of the
and
album.
like, okay, let's say they start calling up places to take gigs, and those gigs are already taken by these pop artists, but then they come in and they, and maybe they get a gig as an opening band for some pop band like that, pop group, and they totally kill the show, like they totally steal the show, and it's all about them, and then all of a sudden the tide gets turned and they're the number one. Something kind of like that. Okay.
That's all
I dig this. Yeah, this is pretty cool.
I'd watch the heck out of this show. I mean, it'll never get made, but
yeah,
I'd watch the heck out of this show.
Okay.
And I mean, and I think the name of the show, of course, is Recycle Sky.
Recycle Sky. Yeah.
Of course.
Of course. We could. Okay, it'd be very low quality, but we could make a show like this. Get a couple.
Ian, no, actually, let me change that. We put way too many characters in this. You lied. We don't have that many friends.
No.
We should have gone with a 3-person band. Then we maybe could do it.
I was
we don't
just
have enough
thinking
friends.
that.
We do not have enough friends to get 5 regular cast members plus in high school. Where are we gonna film our high school stuff? Where are we gonna get other friends?
Here we go. Okay, you, me, that's 2. Ashley.
Ashley's not gonna do it.
I'm sure Ashley has another female friend.
I promise you, Ashley's not gonna do it. I am 100% for sure that Ashley's not gonna want to do this.
If we ever had an idea like this, there's like Facebook groups that I know, like I'm in a couple of them, and I know friends that are in some of them where they're for like people who do like films like this and all that, and we could throw our idea out there and just see if anybody would be interested in putting a show together,
Who knows?
Because I think it'd be a cool idea. Is like, it doesn't have to be super high quality, but like, I got super into. I can't believe I'm admitting this, but the YouTube show, Video Game High School.
It was good. It was a good show.
It was really kind of cheesy, especially season 3. But it was very much like a YouTube show, and that's how I could see this going. Like, it was very much about a very niche thing, about people playing video games and going to school for playing video games, and that's what the show is about. And it'd be about just like this is. Specifically about this band, trying to make it as a band. No, I think it's tight. I think it'd be cool.
Are we going to do a commercial break?
Sure. And now it's time for a commercial break, featuring Marcus and whatever he has to say.
Hello, I wanna grow up and have a child. Hello. If you guys don't give me money, then that baby will be homeless
and starving.
And we'll all die. Ian, what's your pitch?
Now it's time for the breakdown. Oh shoot, my dog just started barking.
Ian, way to go. You real beefed it, Batty.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Okay, so the commercial break's going to last 10 more seconds so that my dog stops barking. Hold on.
You could just edit it out.
I could, and I
Just
probably
do a
will.
cut.
I'll just cut out these 10 seconds.
You idiot.
Okay, we're good. Okay, so for my idea, It's pretty short. I don't have much for it, and it's a little darker.
Oh boy.
So I'm going to take you back to 1945, when World War II ends. And
Oh boy, I'm so glad you didn't say, Mark, what significant thing happened in 1945? And then just stared at me as I tried to Google it without letting the camera see. Holy crap.
did you not know World War II ended in 1945?
Why would I need to know that? How does it affect my day-to-day, Ian? The only
Everyone knows that.
No, frick no. I'll go to work tomorrow and I'll say, hey guys, when did World War II end? And they'll be like, here's the thing, Ian. When do dates like that, do I need to know why World War II ended, why that war was fought? Yes, I think that matters. When does the date that happened matter in my day-to-day, besides right now on the internet how I look stupid? And I'm going to look stupid for so many other things anyway, that it does, dates, that's why I hate history. I like stories, I like events, and I don't mind learning those. I hate memorizing the date, because I was like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, no, that's fair. And I actually had a history teacher when I was taking college classes, and he was really good about that. He didn't make us memorize dates. He told us the dates, but he didn't test them over dates. So I totally get that. I was just giving you a hard time because
Shut up, Ian.
because it's World War II. Whatever. Anyway, so 1945, World War II ends.
The Nazis win.
No.
Oh, sorry.
That's a different story. That's called, what's it called? Man in a High Castle. That's a really good show. You should watch that. So the World War II ends. Got to collect my thoughts. There's the Nazi party, and of course it dissolves. But
Wait, the Nazis melted when they lost the war?
the party.
Ian,
Yes.
I don't remember that. That's
Okay.
not what my history book said. That's not what Ian. I played Call of Duty. No, I played Medal of Honor: Rising Sun, and they for sure don't melt. Okay.
Yes.
I played that game for the
All right.
PS2.
All right.
Sorry, go
The
ahead.
party dissolves. The party goes away.
How does a fake thing melt? Dissolve?
Their group.
The concept.
Okay,
of-
I'll tell it to you like you're 10.
No, wait,
Their club
Wait,
goes bye-bye.
Ian. Ian, I want you to explain to me, how does the idea of partying dissolve? And how does it have to do anything to do with Nazis?
Okay, all right. Let me get to my pitch.
Okay, go for it. Right,
Okay, so-
Nazi party dissolves.
So, we know that then the government that won and all that, the United States and the other governments, they hunted down some of the Nazis, and they still do to some of these to this day. There's Nazis in hiding and all that. So imagine we take 3 characters. I kind of want to take 3 of them, and they're all officers, and
Okay, quick question, just so I understand. They're officers in the group of people hunting down the Nazis, or we take three Nazi officers?
3 Nazi. I should have specified. They were in the Nazi party, or not even that. I say that, but there's also people that fought in the German army that weren't necessarily Nazis. They were because they had to, because they were in the.
It's like, holy frick, I'm gonna die. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Okay. So what? Okay. So there's three of them, and they're in hiding, and they think the only way to get out of it. I mean, they can't fight, so they go and they somehow get picked up by the Soviet Union, and they have they get fake identities, and there's some kind of government. There was corruption in that government, so that led into there's some of the people found out who they were, and so they offered them these fake IDs and these jobs in the KGB, and it would be about these 3 officers, and they're just trying to. I don't want to say right their wrongs because they're on the bad side, but they can't really be on the good side, and so they're just trying to actually now do something with their lives, and then it goes through the Cold War and all the things that they have to do.
Ian?
And they're bad guys. It's going to focus around them being bad guys because they are, and they're going to be very just bad human beings. But they're trying to they don't talk about when they were Nazis, but now they're part of the KGB, part of the Soviet Union, and they have to go on missions and that kind of stuff. And that's kind of all I really have for it. I just thought it'd be an interesting an interesting take.
Okay, now here's my question. I thought the Ice Age took place a long time ago, but why would it be called the Cold War if it wasn't during the Ice Age?
That was the dumbest thing you've ever said on the show.
No.
Anyway.
Yeah, I'm
fair.
super into this.
I think it'd be interesting because they're not good characters. They're pretty immoral, bad human beings, but they really have no. I don't want to say they have no choice. I guess there's always, but
hey Ian, did you ever hear about this trilogy of movies called Spider-Man?
yeah. So
And the whole thing is about how you always have a choice.
yeah,
And about how
and so
also
you
about how
always have
with
a
great
choice.
power comes great
Yeah,
responsibility.
and that's what I'm saying. So there's always a choice, but they're kind of because of their past choices, they're kind of screwed over. So then they choose this. They have two sides to go. They go to the Soviet Union. They start fighting for them, and then it's just them going down that road, and kind of them dealing with everything that they've done in their past and what they're doing now. I think it could be an interesting story. It'd be very much not to reference Breaking Bad again, but since Matt brought it up, it just comes to mind. Kind of how dark that show was, and it was like this guy trying to do what he thought was good because it was the only situation he was in, because he had to make money.
It's a show,
but he was doing something bad.
It's a show that so eloquently shows you that
People are terrible human beings.
yeah, and it's a show there's not any good guys in Breaking Bad. Everybody's kind of a bad guy in Breaking Bad, and
Yeah.
you're at the same time rooting for some of the characters at certain elements. Also at the end of these are all bad guys who are gonna lose and die. There's no world where they win. You know what I mean? Yeah, I do like shows that aren't scared to make you not like the main character or even any characters. And I didn't like any Breaking Bad characters. Well, I liked them as characters. I wasn't ooh, I'm rooting for him to win. No, and
They were all pretty bad characters.
same with Daredevil, the Daredevil Netflix show. I don't like Matt Murdock as a character. I don't like him.
No, not at all. Yeah, he's kind of a jerk and kind of a major idiot. I don't like Matt Murdock. I like the show. I think it's a great show. I don't like the main character. Yeah, and just everyone in that, every character's
Has
overall
flaws.
a dark story arc.
I don't have any questions about it, but again, I feel super bad because I took up most of the time.
No, that's okay. My idea was really short, anyways. I don't have anything more. It was just a thought.
However, nobody really win. You can win this week, but if they vote for my idea, it's super collaborative. So it's kind of just
Yeah.
that
it was your
idea
idea
wins.
and it was my idea, but we just kind of collaborate.
Yeah.
I do like the idea of collaborating on the idea, and then they just vote for the idea. It's not like me versus you. It's idea versus idea, and just kind of
Unless
not
I
even
win,
so much voting.
if I freaking win, screw you, Ian, I won.
It's what idea does the audience like? So, yeah, for sure.
Do we want to do housekeeping?
Sure.
Thank you, Matt, for leaving a comment pretty much every week, and being the only dedicated fan to our show.
Thank you for all the other fans. We've started to get a couple more people voting. Well, we've had few people. We've gotten several people voting and commenting, and
it
we
just
also
never happens on the same episode usually.
Yeah.
We'll get one or two here and there, but then you guys never comment or watch this same episode or anything.
yeah. So thank you for that though, and we never brought this up, but it was I guess it's been a month ago now, maybe 2 or 3 weeks. We got an email from Michael Nip, who's sponsors us on iTunes, that we had 83 downloads for
I think
for
that was
1 month.
Overall,
Yeah,
every
overall,
episode.
but still, that's
Yeah,
pretty good. So
I mean-
thanks you for those of you that are listening to the show.
And here's my question for you guys.
I feel like that means people are watching the show, but they're not voting.
yeah, reach out. If you take the time to download our show and listen to it, reach out, say something.
We haven't been sending the show in to put it on iTunes. The last couple episodes haven't gone up, but they are all on YouTube.
Uh-oh, Ian made a whoopsie.
Yeah, but that's also,
Also, at some point, if we want to grow
Yeah.
our brand, we'll probably have to make our own iTunes thing.
for sure.
Anyway, thank you to Michael and Whack Matters for hosting
On
us on iTunes. Thank you to
Tim Schoenfeld,
Cool.
for the theme song "Footy Pajamas."
I wasn't gonna mess up his name that time. I knew it, but feel free to vote and send in your own pitches for us to do for a grab bag episode. at letmepitchthistoyou@gmail.com.
Yeah, and also just email us if you have any questions about the show or you have any comments.
Suggestions, want to talk.
Suggestions, comments, yeah.
We're bored a lot of the day.
Yeah. And
Follow us on...
Yeah, follow us on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook.
What's our Twitter name?
The initials for the show.
Which is? I want you to say it so you realize it's...
I know how long it is.
LMPTTY.
I know how long it is. But you haven't given me a better name. So just like before with the band name thing, you haven't thought of anything better, so you can't make fun of what
Let
I
me pitch
put.
this to you.
No, it's too long.
It's not
Twitter.
too long.
No, Twitter won't allow it. You type it in and it says it's too long of a name.
The Idea Cast.
I think I tried that and it was taken. I'll try it again.
And Idea Cast.
All right, we'll mess around
Idea
with that.
spelled with a 1?
We will mess around
Instead of
with it
I.
and we will post on Facebook the new name so that you can see it.
So it's not
this week.
trash. Suck it,
All right.
roasted you.
Yeah.
Come back next week. Sorry about missing last week. That was totally my fault.
It's okay.
I really dropped the ball, but we've only missed 1 episode so far,
Yeah.
which isn't horrible. We're doing our best.
And we're on episode 13. We already made it to double digits, but I was thinking about this too. Should we do something special for like when we get to like every 10 episodes, like do like a specialty episode? You think people would like that?
I don't know.
Like if you have an
Let us
idea for
know.
a specialty episode every say 10 episodes, send in an idea.
Hold up. I also have to tell you guys something. The guest host who didn't actually end up getting to be on the show last week, at the end of that show, I pitched him an idea to come back and do something. I also reached out to one other person. I don't know how interested they are. And you are also going to be on this episode. However, I didn't tell you about it. But there's going to be an episode that ideally, if you're down, is going to be me, you, and Mac. Ian, what TV show are me and you both huge fans of that's getting a reboot, kind of?
Boy Meets World?
No.
Well, I mean, the
A
reboot,
movie.
I guess they have the
It's getting a movie.
movie reboot. Oh, shoot. I feel like I know what this is. What is it?
Psych.
Oh, yeah.
Mac also loves Psych. So
He
here's
loves
my
Psych.
idea.
Okay.
Shortly before, because we usually release these on Mondays, correct?
Yeah.
The Monday before the Psych movie comes out, our show will be me, Ian, and Mac, and maybe one other person, I don't know how down they are, pitching an episode of Psych. We all pitch our own episode of Psych, because we're all huge fans and we know the characters really well.
I love it.
I thought you would, so
That's a great idea.
I gave
Oh,
Mac
man.
the
Okay.
beforehand, and I was like, I didn't tell Ian, but I'm almost
Dude, I'm
positive
down with it. Of
Yeah.
course.
So be on the lookout for that.
That'll be awesome. And that'll be the Monday before the Psych movie.
Yeah, and I don't
Okay.
know exactly when it comes out, so we'll have to figure that out. But
Yeah. And, we could even, tag on Twitter maybe some of the cast of Psych and see if they would watch it. Because, James Roday and Dulé Hill, the Sean and Gus, they have quite a few followers. I looked up, what's Timothy Edmondson is his name, the guy that plays Lassie. He only has he doesn't have very many followers. Was it him? Maybe it was someone else actually. So one of them didn't have a whole lot of followers, and so maybe they would notice. Once you get so many followers, you don't notice when people tag you and stuff. But one of them, and it might not have been him. Now I'm doubting myself. But one of the cast members of Psych didn't have a lot of followers. So maybe we could even get one of them to watch the show. I'm not saying that would happen, but that'd be kind of cool. But no, I'm super down for that. That'd be a cool idea. All right, well, that's the show. Catch us next week. As Marcus likes to stay creative. That was a gimmick thing on episode 2 or something.
no, we do. We need a good sign off.
We do.
We don't have one. Stay creative sucks. So sorry, Ian, but don't Ian say anything better.
All right, but that's it. That's the show. Come back next week. See ya.
Don't not do drugs.
Game 2. Ready, go.
Oh, I hit it too hard.
That was like an automatic release for you. All right.